When was the last time you were out in the forest and encountered a wild mushroom? It's probably been a while for me, not gonna lie, but regardless of that, mushrooms are amazing, and they also taste amazing. So you should get to know them better for the next time you ever decide to go out and touch grass. For that, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, a young German girl was out in the local forest to pick mushrooms for her grandma. She was on her silly little quest when she encountered the first mushroom. It was deadly and should not be eaten. Obviously. Hey, what are you doing? Didn't you listen? Yes, you. This mushroom is bad for you. Don't you know what types of mushrooms are edible? Okay, so listen. This mushroom is called the fool's webcap. It might have a radish-like smell and mild taste, but I wouldn't try it if I were you. With a diameter of only 1 to 7 centimeters of its head and a rather thin stem, it is still quite deadly. It contains a deadly poison that will damage and destroy your kidneys. And you wouldn't even know about it, because until the first symptoms like nausea, vomiting, chills, and cold sensation show up, it can take up to 14 days. And by then, it's already too late. So in conclusion, you really shouldn't pick that one. Anyway, let's continue. I'm sure the next one isn't as horrible. Yes, the horse mushroom. Now, this one is perfectly fine to pick, and even makes a delicious ingredient in lots of different kinds of dishes. It has a diameter of 5 to 18 centimeters, and its stem becomes slightly bulbous at the bottom. What's also important to note is that its ring under the cap tears off over time, and the lamellae on the underside turn brownish in color. I'm really sure your grandma would love this one. No! Don't pick that one! That's a death cap. It's important to pay very close attention to the mushrooms you encounter. Sometimes even the smallest detail can make a huge difference. It might smell tremendously good like sweet honey, and it looks very similar to the young horse mushroom, but hell no! Do not eat this one. It's one of the most poisonous mushrooms ever. Its lamellae and body are fully white, except the hat, which is slightly green. The poison is going to fully destroy your liver, even after eating only 50 grams of it. 10 days later, and you're dead. You understand? Oh, alright. Just be careful. Now, don't be too shocked, little girl. That one might look hella poisonous, but it isn't actually that bad. Well, it isn't edible, I give you that, but the flower agaric has a far worse reputation than it should have. It only gets dangerous when it's consumed in extremely large quantities, like 1 kilogram. The only thing a flower agaric can cause is intoxication, which will lead to delusions and disturbed consciousness, similar to drinking too much alcohol. So please still don't try it. As you can see, the forest isn't that deadly. In fact, even poisonous mushrooms have a purpose, and some are actually endangered. They help the ecosystem like all other organisms. So no stomping on innocent mushrooms. I see you've learned quite a lot. This is a bay ballet, and it's perfectly fine to eat, but only after fermenting it for at least 15 minutes. With its nice nutty taste, it is quite a delicious flavor to add to your meal. The very special thing about it is that the area under its head, which is normally white and yellowish in color, turns heavily blue under pressure or if you cut it. Some older mushrooms might be infested with worms though, so be careful when picking it up. Look, your basket is full already, and I bet your grandma's patiently waiting for you at home. Don't keep her waiting. The young girl thus made her way to her grandma. Using all the mushrooms she gathered, they had a fabulous feast and lived happily ever after.